This video is sponsored by Cake Wallet, the easiest open source wallet to store Bitcoin, Monero, and Litecoin securely on mobile and desktop devices. When buying, selling, and exchanging crypto or trading for gift cards, Cake Wallet ensures privacy and security, giving you the keys to your coins. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Daily Zest. Happy Thursday. I'm your host, Randi Hipper, here to share love, positivity, Bitcoin education, all in one spot. Thank you for coming to the show. I hope you guys are feeling good today. You're feeling groovy. Hope you guys also check out our lovely sponsors, Cake Wallet and Market Cipher. Links are in the live chat and in the description for my Market Cipher. Make sure to use code missteencrypto or code Zesty at checkout for 20% off. Woo! I don't know. I'm very hyped today. I feel some good vibes. I feel like we should all be celebrating Bitcoin. We should all be celebrating each other because this is a great community. Keep in mind, we have a goal, as always, of 100 likes and 100 live viewers. So let's make sure we are smashing these likes, sharing the stream out with friends. I see the numbers are starting to tick up, but they're not pamping. We need to pamp it up. Pamp it up. You got to pamp it up. Don't you know? Pamp it up. Good morning over there, VHS Vic. Nice to see you. All right. Let's take a look at the chat. Let's say hello to everyone. If you are here, make sure you say hello to me and yell at me if I miss you. We have the other miner. What? Whoa. So Retro Mike, aka the real other miner, is now not available. And now the other miner is in the chat. So I think I'm going to have to call the other miner Mike and Mike the other miner. I think that's how it's going to have to go. I'm going to torture you. I'm going to torture. We got Randy and Emma in the chat. Chris Hanley says that he wants pancakes. You know what? I would love to make some pancakes. That would be absolutely splendid. Oval Boar is here as well. Nice to see you. My girl, Alexandra G, in the chat. So supportive, Alexandra G. I appreciate you. Lazarus is in the chat. Digi, nice to see you. Chris, we have Chris and then Chris Hanley. Two Chris's in the chat. That's beautiful. It's beautiful. Other miner, I mean, Mike is just talking away in there, talking away. We got Taco Berry in the chat, my fave. Nice to see you, Taco Berry. What's up, Crash? Nice to see you as well. Who else is here? Who else? I'm definitely missing people. Oh, man, GM, hit the likes. Yes, absolutely. I support you in your like endeavors. Dave Digital is in the chat. Always good to see you, Dave Digital. Automatic is here as well. Muhammad said, girl, keep working. God bless you. Thank you so much. Blessings to you, too. Always working over here. We'll never, ever stop. Easy work. Hello to you as well. Hello to Lee. What's up? Jeremy said, congrats on the success of your channel. Having Michael Saylor on the other day was incredible. Thank you, Jeremy. Appreciate the kind words. Yes, I did have Michael Saylor on the channel, so if you guys did miss that, please head over to the MissteenCrypto Show playlist after this is over. It is like basically the first video on the channel since it was a more recent MissteenCrypto Show, so make sure you guys check that out. Thank you for the love. Appreciate it. Leroy is here. Pancakes and strawberries. Fresh strawberries. No, not that like strawberries with that jam weird stuff on it. Nah. Hi, Morty on TikTok. Nice to see you. Hello, TikTok fam. We got Rod in the chat as well over there. Nice to see you guys. Thank you guys for stopping by. We have Orlando, Xander Bam. J-Mac is here. Oh, J-Mac, it's been a minute, bro. How are you? I think, did I miss Orlando? I hope I didn't miss Orlando. I feel like I said Orlando, but hello anyway. Tony says, your hair looks nice today. Good morning. Let the bulls take the gains today. Thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, listen, I thought my hair was a little crazy today, but if you're saying it looks good, then I trust you. Crypto TV, stopping by. Everyone told me you were great. Oh, and you gave me 15 TikToks. Thank you so much. The first contribution of the stream. I appreciate it. Thank you. One Drop says, set up my recurring deposits on Robinhood and Coin. Can't wait to trickle invest weekly. Nice. You're DCAing, my friend. You're DCAing. Hoping for some red days to accumulate. Listen, a lot of people were wishing for those red days. People slept on Bitcoin, which we will go over nap time. That's what I like to call it. It was literally nap time because everybody was sleeping on Bitcoin. Everyone was crying. 8K Bitcoin, 10K Bitcoin, zero. The news was like, Bitcoin's going to zero. It's too volatile. And then all of a sudden, the narrative 6 months later has changed from Bitcoin's too volatile. Don't touch Bitcoin. It's too much, guys. Don't touch Bitcoin. Investor alerts the SEC was handing out. Investor alerts, crypto's too volatile. Stay away, stay away. But at the same time, my friend, Bitcoin was going up. Altcoins started to pop. And then banks started to collapse. But where was the investor alert for that from the SEC? oh, watch out for bank stocks. They're down 80, 90% for the new year and they're not bouncing back, but Bitcoin's up 70%. Altcoins are popping off. They're decentralized exchanges, but issue those investor alerts for that, but not for the banks. You see the double standard, my friend? You see the double standard? J.A., nice to see ya. Morty said, where do you get those nice dresses? Like, it depends. It depends. They're really simple too. Like, I don't really get fancy dresses. Like, these are like midway. You know what I mean? Like, I have some fancier ones, but these are like, zesty ones. These are like good for the show. These are good to go out with, But it's a mixture of stores. I'm not gonna lie. There's a mixture in there. There's a mixture. I should start like a dress wish list. That would be really fun. I already ranted pre-show, but we're gonna get into it. A lot of you guys are liking my hair today. I appreciate the love. What? All right. What's up, True? People say Bitcoin is going to zero every year. It's the same thing as like, oh, Bitcoin is banned in China. Oh, this one's banning Bitcoin. That one. Psh, please stop the madness. Literally stop the madness. You know you can't ban Bitcoin. You can't stop Bitcoin. Even if you ban Bitcoin in one country, right? Hypothetically, can you really stop anyone from creating a wallet and transacting? No, because it's decentralized. It's permissionless. Oh, man. Make sure you guys are answering that chat. Let me know if you think we're going to hit $32,000 Bitcoin today. AC Hook, what's good, Zesty? I am chilling. I am zestified. I literally love what I do every day. I don't know if I ever told you guys that, but I do love what I do every single day. And I want to give you guys the best of the best quality of zest of information. Make sure you guys are supporting this stream as well, smashing these likes, sharing the stream out with friends. Let's get 100 likes and 100 live viewers. I want to go over the market. Justin, what's the zest today? All of it, my friend. Alexandra G, not fashion advice, NFA, but so cute. Thank you. Appreciate it, Alexandra G. All right. Now, let's look at our bubbles for the past day. XRD was one of the bigger gainers the other day. Now one of the biggest, I guess, dumpers today, unfortunately, down 13%. Solana's actually having a pimp. I don't even know why. Comp is up 24%. I know someone wrote that in either the YouTube or TikTok chat. I can't remember, even though it was 10 minutes ago, who wrote comp was on a tear, but you are correct. SNX is up 15% about. SUI is actually up 3.8% because I believe there was one integration with that somewhere out there. 5% on Maker. Bitcoin Cash is still running, even though the tear isn't as crazy as it was. Even though in the past week, BSV and Bitcoin Cash were one of the bigger gainers in the space. Bitcoin Cash up 84% for the week. That blows my mind, actually. Hex is still kind of bleeding out, unfortunately. Down 14.5%. Down 70% for Pulse. Oof. Oofy. Render's down 10%. So, you're looking at some things that are in the green that are making their gains. And there are some that had really big gains, like, for example, last week that really aren't doing great this week. But this is the trick of the trade, my friend. This is the trick of the trade. But in the past 24 hours, we're seeing a lot of green in the market, even though Bitcoin has been she's been a little moody the past 24 hours. She doesn't know if she's going up, she's going down. Yesterday, we were pamping. And then today, we're kind of just like going back to kind of where we were yesterday on the stream. Yesterday on the stream, we thought we were having a pamp stream. The stream before, we were like, oh, yes, let's pamp it up. We hit 31K Bitcoin on stream the other day. We were excited. Now we are maybe approaching that again. At least I hope we are approaching that again. That would make my heart very happy, fill me with warmth. Make sure you guys, again, are smashing these likes and sharing this stream out with friends. Right now, we have $30,680 Bitcoin. It was just 30.7. We just slipped below that. Let's take a gander at Market Cipher on the daily here. We are up 2% today, but it's really not reflecting anything in Market Cipher. If anything, the money flow is still continuing downwards. Not enjoying that, really. I mean, who would? But we do have the VWAP underneath the zero line, just kind of like chilling there, not doing too much. Just again, lingering. I like to see confident moves with the VWAP because it lets me know that there's like some market price action happening. But really, we're just sitting here, which explains the sideways trading for the past few days. Momentum, again, still not doing much over the past few days. Now, I wish I had more like zest to give you here. I really do. But there's not much to say here. When we sideways traded, we tried to engulf these we tried to engulf right here all these red candles. Oh, there you go. That's better. You guys could see it. We tried to engulf right here these red candles, but it wasn't like quite there. It was like, ugh, a tad, like that. Ugh. Then yesterday we had a red day. We had a little drawdown here. Yesterday we went down, including the wick, like almost 3%, which isn't much. Like we're up 2% down today. We were down 2% yesterday. Yeah, it's a give and take situation. Literally a give, a take, and a give situation. Hopefully we can have that breakout today, where it just seems like we just can't break past 30.8. Why? I couldn't tell you, my friend. I couldn't tell you. I want 31K Bitcoin back. I want 32K Bitcoin. What I really want to see is us go above 31.8 and make this kind of resistance into support. I want to see 31.8. I know Bitcoin might test us. She might be like, we're not giving you anything. Nothing, no price action. People started to get excited here. They're like, oh, sheesh, we're having some price action. We're mooning. And then we just kind of fell flat again. I wonder what our next move is. We are about to close out the week. We are just over midweek, and we do have a slight green week. Hopefully we maintain that green week and we close out the week in the green. If you guys think we're going to have a green day today, please put a G in the chat. If you think we're going to have a red day, put an R in the chat. I need to know what your guys' opinions are, if we're going to match yesterday's candle and maybe go down, or if you think we're going to pamp up, maybe hit 31K today, let me know. G for green, R for red. I need opinions. I need love. I need to know what's going on here. I need to know. Listen, you guys are the market. We are collectively the market. Let's talk about Ethereum. I'm going to check that chat. I need to see some G's or R's in there. I need to see some public opinion. I need to see what you guys are thinking. This is what I love about the market too. And the charts, it's all psychology. You're just seeing people panic. You're seeing people, explode with positivity. A lot of that is reflected on thy charts. Now, today we do have $1,865 Ethereum, up 2%. Would you look at that? Up 2%, kind of matching Bitcoin's vibe. However, we are dipping into the red with money flow, just like we are for Bitcoin. The VWAP kind of looks the same as Bitcoin's VWAP almost, where it's just completely flat. Sideways flat. Sideways flat. Hopefully that turns around. We are printing red dots here. Momentum is starting to shift downward on market Cipher on Ethereum, just like it was Bitcoin. So hopefully, we could still maintain our positive momentum. But even with these little pamps that we're having, like 2% moves, I just don't see the volume justifying these pamps, if you know what I mean. Like, I need to see some more volume here. I think volume would give, the volume popping up here would give me a lot more confidence in what's going on. As you guys can see here, we are a little stuck. Ethereum, she's a little stuck. Confused, maybe. Where do I go? Where do I belong? These are the questions Ethereum is asking. Now, we are sideways trading between 1820 and 1911, literally since April 4th, give or take. Jeez, man, can Ethereum just break out already? I would love that. I would love that. Yesterday, we had a red day. I don't like to see it, but we've been sideways trading. What are we going to do here? Ethereum, what are we doing here? Where are the volume? Bulls, where are you? Where are you? Exactly. JMac agrees with me. We need volume. That's what I've been saying. Like, even here, like, we saw that volume coming in. Hold on. I'll zoom in for the JMacs out here. I'll zoom in for JMac. We saw some volume coming in here, but it still wasn't a lot when you had these green candles coming in right here. Now, where like right here, you don't see much volume, which justifies the sideways trading. But even this pamp up, like, where's the volume? I don't see it. I do not see it. We need volume. We need buyers defending these levels, especially this 1820 level needs to be defended. So that way we could go up to 1911 and just zoom past it. Zoomy, zoom, zoom. Zoomy, zoom, zoom. I feel like I should have like a little like soundtrack or something that I play, like that just has like my thoughts, like, like a song for like zoom, zoom, or like the pump it up clip. Like, that would be great. I need us to work on this stuff. I'm just coming up with ideas for the stream on the fly. I'm just like talking. Make sure you guys are smashing these likes and sharing the stream out with friends. Crypto Outcast made a good point. Everyone quit buying meme coins. Honestly, that's kind of like what the volume isn't like, even the money flow here on Market Cipher. It was when the meme coin mania was really going on right here. We saw all this green money flow. And then once the meme coin mania kind of stopped, we saw this dip in money flow. We came back over the zero line, but not confidently. Now we're below it again in terms of money flow. So I think Ethereum and its nice, like, I guess, maintenance of its price is because of the meme coins. Because obviously, if you're buying all these meme coins, you have to use Ether to use for gas fees. So immediate utility, immediate use, immediate need for ETH. But I want that money flow back. That's what I want to see. But the meme coins, I guess, very much slowed down. Even if you look at DEX tools, I'm sure you'll find something that's pumping literally 34,000%. However, those are things that are small cap, very risky. Not a lot of people in there. I look at DEX tools all the time, by the way. It's very interesting what goes on there and what people are investing in. But nonetheless, let's head over to Litecoin. Litecoin less than 40 days away for the halving. I am so excited. Woo! We are up 2.5% today for Litecoin, $85 Litecoin. I don't know why the price is stuck. I don't know. And I am sick of it. Morty says we need a whale. Yes, we need a whale. We need whales everywhere. I wish I was a whale. If I was a whale, I'd be making moves upon moves right now. Whatever. One day, we could be talking about it. We'll all be nice, zesty whales. We have some red money flow here for Litecoin. It just hasn't been that strong in terms of money flow. It was a little strong in May. It's a little strong in May. However, we're not seeing that now. We are not seeing that now. And again, I just don't understand it because EDX Exchange listing Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and these are for institutional investors. So I don't understand why Litecoin price is just kind of stuck where it is. However, I say all the time, price doesn't always equal value. We're trying to get to $91 Litecoin. That's our goal. That's what I want to see. But we've been just sideways trading here at like $85 for so long. Like, come on. I want pop. People, you know what? I could probably add another sleep emoji if I wanted to, right? I could probably sleep emoji a million times. Let's clone this. Let's clone this little dude. Let's clone and bring him over here. Because you know what? People still slept at Litecoin at these levels. Slept on Litecoin at 66. Slept on Litecoin here at like $73. And you know what? People are probably still sleeping on Litecoin now. Probably still sleeping on Litecoin now. I'm not going to lie to you. Not going to lie to you. People also slept on Litecoin last year at this time when it was $40 Litecoin. I mean, what other, thing has really doubled and kind of maintained where it is? And the volume on Litecoin is kind of cool. Like, it's kind of like, okay, volume. But if you literally look at these whale alerts, millions of Litecoins are being moved every single day. And mind you, there's only 84 million to ever exist for Litecoin. I would watch out for those whale alerts. I would watch out for who's transacting. It would surprise you for sure. Doge is also in the green today, 1.6% in the green. And we're like just below 6.5 cents. Oh, come on, man. Doge, pop for me. Let's go, Doge. My friends, I want to say hi to everybody in the chat. If you are here and I didn't say hi to you yet, make sure you yell at me. We have MetaMask in the chat. Thanks for coming. Chris Hanley said LTC usually drops at the halving. You know what? People, that's the thing. Like, a lot of people don't expect certain moves from Litecoin, but it happens anyway. It happens anyway. Hi, John. Nice to see you. John Foster. Ivan, what's up? Flat Smack out here. Ivan, Zesty Wells GM. I like that, Zesty Wells GM. Sophisticated, nice to see you as well. I think I definitely talked to Crypto Outcast. I know Jimmy is in the chat. I saw Jimmy in there. Hi, Jimmy. What's up? You guys love the Pump It Up song. Sheesh. Do you guys think I would get copyrighted if I used it? I would love to. Liberty and Trust, like We Heart LTC. Liberty and Trust, are you a member? Because we have some zesty Litecoin emojis out here for the members. I don't know if you've seen that. If you are here, again, please make sure to say hello to me. Litecoin has a halving. Yes, it does. Litecoin halving is just like Bitcoin. The Litecoin halving happens every 4 years. Let me grab it for you. Here you go. The Litecoin halving is in 34 days, and the block reward will go from 12.5 Litecoin to 6.25 Litecoin. So it's basically like a halving behind Bitcoin. But again, there will only be 84 million Litecoin ever produced. It has a target of 2.5-minute block intervals, and the halving event occurs every 840,000 blocks, which is approximately every 4 years. And the block reward, which starts at 50 and halves continually every halving until it reaches 0. So this is really dope. But the first halving, again, was right here. And we saw sideways trading for Litecoin after the first halving for a long time. And now the second halving, we saw a decrease in price as well. So I know someone was talking about in the chat price action before the halving or right after the halving. But this is what has happened in the past. So post halving is kind of flat, then popped. And then same thing here, kind of, where we just like kind of had maybe steeper price action. But not that pop that we had the first halving. It's interesting. Ooh. J-Mac, thank you for becoming a member. Everyone, welcome J-Mac to the Zesty fam. J-Mac, you're going to love your Litecoin and your Digi emojis, bro. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Make sure you guys are smashing these likes, sharing the stream out with friends. Again, we just took a gander at the market. We're saying hi to people, financial failure. Just don't use more than 3 seconds of the song, and I won't get copyrighted. I will note that. Space Path, one cookie. You know, I should do a cookie live stream soon. I've been asked to make cookies, and I just haven't. Armando, waves to you. Jimmy, shout out to Jimmy, man, for all his love. Thank you. Cash Cats, what's up? Bacon, Eggs, and Hash, hello to you. Hello, hello. DJ Flexa, nice to see you as well. Litbit Finance, good morning. Thanks for the Doge shout out. Got you. Got you, man. Rusty Bot is also in the chat. Thanks for the hype, everyone. Thank you for the love. Let's continue to share that. All right. Boop, boop, boop. We have some news today. We're going to talk about MasterCard. MasterCard is very interesting, my friend. So if you want this information to be shared with you, if you think this should be shared with others, then you should definitely share the stream out with friends. Morty, how do I become a member? You can't become a member on TikTok because TikTok isn't that zesty. You got to head over to YouTube. And on YouTube, you could become a member by going and hitting the little $ emoji in the chat and then clicking become a member. And that way you'll get exclusive stuff like emojis and Zest. So make sure you become a member on YouTube. So head over there, my friend, and you can become a member, use emojis, take part in the greater community. TikTok, the chat doesn't really pop on TikTok. What's up, Raul Fibonacci, Ramil, Higher High? All right, cool. So MasterCard is doing really interesting things, and I really want to tell you about it. So let's get into it. MasterCard has their hands in absolutely everything. Yesterday, I was watching an interview with the MasterCard CEO on CNBC. But the thing is, I cannot find the full interview with him, but I did watch it with my eyes. So I will tell you what happens, which is he said, the CEO of MasterCard, that there needs to be more interoperability. There needs to be an easier way for blockchains to interact with one another because you're on one chain, you need to connect to the other. And he's saying that's the reason why crypto really hasn't taken off yet. I would beg to differ in a few different ways. However, I do know that MasterCard has their hands in, like I said, absolutely everything when it comes to crypto. I will show you. If you go, have a blast from the past, look back to November. November, MasterCard was looking to file 15 metaverse and NFT related trademarks. So that way they could process payment cards in the metaverse, an online marketplace for buyers and sellers of downloadable digital goods, virtual reality events. Their next trademark filing was for their priceless slogan, consists of multimedia files such as artwork, text, audio, and video that are are authenticated by NFTs. Another application illustrates the plans for its red and yellow circles logo to process card transactions used for payment of goods and services in the metaverse. Among other virtual worlds, they wanted to add MetaCard's name to cultural events, concerts, sporting events, festivals, and award shows in the metaverse, as well as to financial education seminars and programs. They got their hand in the metaverse, NFTs. They're also working on central bank digital currencies. If you take a look at MasterCard's website, they'll tell you themselves that 90% of central banks are engaged in some sort of CBDC work. They wanted to make payments simple, and that's why their CBDC card solutions enable end users to spend their CBDCs easily at any of the 90 million plus merchants globally. You could read their white paper and everything on it. They recently, again, teamed up with Brazil for CBDC pilots. Here's a really interesting clip I saw this morning that I couldn't find of the MasterCard CEO, but talking behind the scenes about what they are doing with everything. So MasterCard is introducing a token network. So that way, again, they could bring interoperability to crypto because they feel that they need to create all of these things. And they're probably, again, going to be centralized. So just take everything here with a grain of salt. And towards the end, they'll tell you, again, what they are really out here to do. Take note, listen closely. There's a lot of little Easter eggs in here. Oh!
Sorry I'm late, but I'm here now, yeah.
Let's go, Yar Armani, Yar! I appreciate it, Armani. You're the best, dude. You are the best. Thank you. This is the largest contribution of the stream. That's beautiful. A nice crisp 20, and it's orange, a little bubble, just like Bitcoin. That's the spirit. That is the spirit. Lord of Cages, nice to see you as well. MetaMask is yarring. All right, let's get after it. Listen to this video, pretty please.
This card network just introduced what it's calling the Multitoken Network, which is aimed at financial institutions, fintech companies, and businesses. It would allow various parties to interact on the same network in an interoperable way. And this is the latest initiative from MasterCard, which has rolled out other capabilities to make activity on this network more secure, scalable, and of course, interoperable. The company says it's testing various capabilities the network can be used for, beginning with tokenized bank deposits. For our main story, Crypto World's Talia Kaplan spoke with MasterCard's head of crypto, Raj Damodran, about the new network. He breaks down what inspired the multi-token network to come about and what the company's trying to achieve by launching products and solutions focused on blockchain technology.
You have always said that instilling trust is a critical step towards realizing the full potential of the blockchain ecosystem. And today, MasterCard is building on that theme, introducing what's called the Multitoken Network, or MTN. You say that the network was created with the goal of enabling more efficient payment and commerce applications. Can you expand on your vision for this new network?
Yeah, absolutely. As you've seen, the crypto sector as a whole has a lot of innovation going on in terms of foundational technologies. We're also seeing the financial institutions and central banks get involved in this, wanting to take advantage of the innovations that are in there to help power a new breed of financial technology as well as innovation, right? But in order to fully take advantage of that underlying technology, we think there need to be few foundational places in place before application developers, fintechs, take full advantage of it. And that's the reason we are talking about MTN today, which is a combination of these technologies that solve for these foundational issues.
Expanding on what you just said, I understand MTN aims to meet what you say are 4 key industry needs, including trust in technology and consumer protections. Can you take us through?
Keep in mind, we don't need anyone to build trust with crypto because we already know that we can trust the networks because they are decentralized and we could do permissionless, trustless things, whether that's transactions, taking loans out, doing things on DeFi, on the blockchain, whatever it is. Just take note.
Through what you call the pillars of trust and explain how MTN incorporates these pillars?
Yeah, absolutely. The first one, really for financial institutions or any the fintechs and businesses to develop applications is really knowing who you're developing for, the identity, knowing who the person is on the other side of the transaction is such a foundational thing for formal financial applications. We think that should be the number one building block that is needed. So we took the first step on that by launching the MasterCard Crypto Credential earlier this year, where people are starting to use it for powering cross-border transactions. And that kind of identity mechanism that is purpose-bound to the kind of transaction and the interaction that you need to have is key to building any successful application. The second piece of this is really what is.
Keep in mind what they just said. They want to make sure that they know who is on both ends of the transaction. So they want to track everything you do, every single thing. They said they want to build the foundation. They are the ones that have to instill trust in this technology, as well as know every single transaction that happens and who is behind it all, which is, again, why we're here, because we want privacy. We want financial sovereignty. This is trying to literally surveil you.
What is the currency? What is the payment token that's going to power these transactions and applications? Now, we think the financial institutions are handling all of the deposits for consumers and businesses. And today, that hasn't gotten the power of programmability and immutability and fast moment of value that the blockchain technologies offer. It hasn't benefited from that. We think bringing that tokenized forms of bank deposits to power this network will help applications to be developed that actually addresses all aspects of the economy, not just a smaller sector. Right? So that is the second piece. And the third piece, which you alluded to already, is the technology itself. People need to understand how that works and need to be able to trust the technology for it to work with other networks. If you provide a blockchain-based network, it needs to interact with the real world. It needs to provide transfers of value, make sure that it can be trusted and scale. So that is another aspect. But none of this comes together without a common rule set that everyone can follow, where consumers and businesses are protected with the right set of protections. And because things do go wrong, we can't always automate everything away in algorithm. You need a common rule set so that when things go wrong or there is a fraud happens, there's an equitable way of resolving those disputes and getting a trusted way to build applications. We think all of this comes together to develop a new set of financial applications that benefit all of this: the trust in identity, trust in the currency format, trust in the technology, trust in the right set of the rules for powering a new set of financial applications.
Why do we need your rules? The reason why we are in DeFi, we are in crypto, is because we are here to do what we want to do without your permission. See what they're trying to do? They're trying to take crypto and take it for themselves. Say, oh no, this is how we're going to use this technology. No, that's not why we're here. And this will not work.
So you're beginning to test this new network. So I'm wondering, where does MTN stand right now? I believe you're kicking off the beta version in Europe soon.
Yeah, so a key to do this is to work with partners in developing the right set of use cases. So we're making these capabilities available in the form of a beta network in UK first, and we're inviting financial institutions, fintechs, and crypto fintechs to help build a set of financial applications on top of this. We're launching an innovation sprint over the summer, which we hope we will bring in these capabilities out in the form of use cases. Ultimately, some of these will go on to be live in parts of the world.
So last time we spoke was in April at one of the biggest crypto conferences in the world, Consensus 2023. That's where you revealed what's called MasterCard Crypto Credential, which you brought up today earlier in this conversation. And Crypto Credential essentially established a set of standards and infrastructure that MasterCard believes will help authenticate interactions among consumers and businesses using blockchain networks. Now, here we are 2 months after you debuted Crypto Credential at Consensus. So I'm wondering, how is that service going so far, and what has it been able to achieve?
Listen,
That's
guys.
right. We talked about the crypto Benchlet consensus and we launched it with a number of partners. They're hard at work in integrating that capability. We hope to get that cross-border transactions live soon. So that is the number one. Second, since then, we've used the capability in some of the work that we've been doing on the central bank digital
Bruh.
currencies. In particular,
Hold on. I gotta go back for a second so you guys can hear that quickly. Listen to this part. So what are they doing now? What are they doing now?
number of partners. They're hard at work in integrating that capability. We hope to get that cross-border transactions live soon. So that is the number one. Second, since then, we've used the capability in some of the work that we've been doing on the central bank digital currencies. In particular,
I'm literally going to leave.
Australia project
To achieve.
That's right. We talked about the crypto Benchlet consensus and we launched it with a number of partners. They're hard at work in integrating that capability. We hope to get that cross-border transactions live soon. So that is the number one. Second, since then, we've used the capability in some of the work that we've been doing on the central bank digital currencies. In particular, Australia project, Australian Central Bank, Reserve Bank of Australia, wanted to bring their central bank digital currency to the public blockchain to pay for an NFT. So that requires you to KYC the person, identify the person, interact with that wallet using our technology, crypto credential technology. So we've been using that and we're continuing to use it in other projects, including the MTN that we announced today. It is the key building block that will power the identity side of the MTN.
So what's your goal with all?
There you have it. They're working. Oh.
Yay, we're toast.
Tiglets, thank you for your $10 super chat. We're not toast, bro. We are not toast. We are not toast. Listen. What I find very funny here is that they don't understand what crypto is at the core. Fundamentally, what is Bitcoin? A decentralized cash peer-to-peer system. We do not need them for cross-border payments. We don't need them to monitor and create trust in the industry. What? We trust the industry because we know we don't have to rely on people like MasterCard. It's decentralized. That's the whole point of DeFi, so that we don't have to give up our digital identity to you once again. So that if you are in the metaverse, they KYC, they know exactly what you are spending your money on, exactly where you are, exactly who you are in the digital age is all being taken, capitulated. And it all ties into CBDCs. Now, everyone hears about MasterCard. Oh, they like crypto. Oh, they're getting their hands in the metaverse. Of course, because it's a smart move. If I was them, I would probably get into crypto too because I know it's the future. And if I don't get in, I'll be left behind. Why not try to jump in now and take advantage of the people that don't know what the space stands for, what it even is? It all ties into CBDCs. It all ties into control. Please take everything with a grain of salt. What is MasterCard doing? Again, they want to create their own ledger. They want to create their own technology for tokenized bank deposits. They're already testing this in the UK. And this was all from Raj, the head of crypto and blockchain at MasterCard for the MTN initiative, which is the Multitoken Network initiative. There's already been a number of pilots, including JP Morgan Coin. Oh, wow. I thought JP Morgan didn't like crypto either. We thought all these people didn't like crypto, but they do. And they're going to try to take advantage and try to KYC you and take away your self-sovereignty and your digital identity, which, aren't you sick of it? All of our data gets leaked every single day, sold every single day. We have to put an end to it. And that's why decentralized exchanges are popping off right now. That's why things like meme coins even pop off, because we know that we can create our own markets, we can create our own technology, we can execute code without their permission. And this is also, all of this is going to be on MasterCard's permissioned blockchain, which is built on Ethereum. And we already know Ethereum, the World Economic Forum likes Ethereum. It's proof of stake now. Make sure you guys take a look at MTN, the Multitoken Network by MasterCard, using their MasterCard Crypto credential, which is a tool that will provide all of the KYC information and track you and take away all of your liberties. That's what it is. He said it right there, Raj. It leads right up into a CBDC, and the CBDC takes all of your rights away. Doesn't give you anything. There are no perks. No perks to a central bank digital currency. Let me tell you that right now. You don't get to have power anymore. You don't have your money anymore. You don't have your rights anymore once there is a CBDC. But you have all of your rights. They're enhanced. You're given more power with something like Bitcoin. And any cryptocurrency that you keep in your wallet, do not connect any wallet to something like MasterCard Crypto credential. Do not do that. Go back to TradFi. Go connect your Gmail account if you want to do that. We need privacy. Do not give up your rights for convenience. We've done that way too much in the past, and we will not continue when we have a choice right now to change the way we write history. You might think that's dramatic, my friends. You might think that's dramatic, but it's absolutely true. Absolutely true. Listen, Ozzy, listen, the other options aren't great either. They're working on account abstraction, Visa. Visa's working on account abstraction. They want you to give your private keys and connect your digital identity to Visa, so that way they could integrate CBDCs. They could just take over your whole life. No, we're not doing it. We are not doing this anymore. Period.
Thoughts on Monero?
Hello, Xander Bam. Thank you for your super chat. Listen, I think Monero's cool. I think we need some privacy. You know, I do see the perks of Monero, and I've been, I've been like, give and take part of the Monero community. And also, if you guys check out Cake Wallet, our lovely sponsor, Cake Wallet, they're an open source wallet that you can store and spend your Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Monero. So that's pretty cool. But I do think we need privacy. So I do think there's a need for something like Monero, and even like Litecoin MWeb, where again you can opt in on Litecoin MWeb to choose whether you want to take part and be private or be public. But I do think we need something like that to give the idea of, private payments, like cash again. Dave Digital, I better not roll my eyes at you. My bad. I wasn't rolling my eyes at you guys. I was rolling my eyes at like the general ugh of the situation. Like, you know what I mean? Hi, Dubai Money. Clint Alexander, good morning to you. Litecoin MWeb. Do you not know about Litecoin MWeb, Xander? If you don't, I will explain it to you. I have no problem getting down to the nitty-gritties of it all. Mike, aka the other miner now, I'm not talking to you. Mike, Miss Custodial Karen, get out of here with your go store all your stuff on your ledger. Go have fun. Go have fun, Mike. I'm gonna call the other miner Mike, and Mike the other miner. That's it. Dubai, listen, I'm not trying to cause any violence here. I'm just being honest. I'm like, guys, we need to focus on the fundamentals of this space, which is decentralization. Come on, man. Even if you look at tokenization as a whole. Oh, do I have a video on Litecoin MWeb? I do have, Xander, my friend. Look on, I could pull it up, I guess. I have a video on with Charlie Lee himself, the creator of the Zesty Coin Litecoin. And we did a podcast together talking MWeb with Charlie Lee. Let me see. I'll grab it for you. Okay, here's the link in the live chat. You could check this. You could check out this show afterwards. All right, yeah, there you go. That's talking MWeb with Charlie Lease. But basically, MWeb, what it does is just gives back, you know, kind of the fundamentals of, it's like your midway. Like Litecoin became like the midway between Bitcoin and Monero is like the best way I could kind of explain it, where Litecoin, you could regularly transact with Litecoin, and it's public on the blockchain. Like you see this address and this amount to this person, just like Bitcoin. But you can opt into MWeb, where you could just basically like flick it on, and you could send, and like there's no bridging or anything that has to be done. You're able to just send and receive Litecoin MWeb, and it encapsulates cash, right? If I'm giving Xander, if me and you are with each other in person right now, and I hand you a $5 bill, the only people who know who's transacting what and how much is being transacted is just you and I. Same thing applies to Litecoin MWeb. Again, I send you Litecoin over MWeb. The only people who know who sent it and how much was sent was just you and I. And I think that's really amazing, and I think it's going to save lives. And I know that sounds really dramatic, but we've seen, you know, things like protests or, you know, other countries where certain people might not be able to transact because they're oppressed. You need to be able to have that freedom to transact, and I think that Litecoin MWeb really solves that problem. Ken's log, hello, yes, new border. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. Okay. Let's get into next. The next thing in news. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to stop singing to myself now. Smash these likes, share the stream out with friends. Do we have 100 likes yet? What is going on, guys? Can I get an update out here? Can I get an update? We have tokenization. Tokenization seems to be a huge trend that is coming about, whether that's tokenizing bonds. If you take a look at El Salvador, they're working on volcano bonds, Bitcoin-backed bonds, but you also have tokenized bonds in other countries where we have treasuries in other countries that are looking to tokenize their bonds. I believe even Polygon was used to tokenize some bonds in another country. Let me actually go double check that. Polygon, tokenized bonds. Yeah. There's a ton of tokenization going on, but I'm not going to bore you with like what country is doing what. However, there is a lot of countries that are working on tokenizing their bonds, tokenizing their assets. The thing is, like countries like in the EU or like the UK, what they want to do is make everything private and use things like private ledgers in order to tokenize certain things and pay with the CBDC, which we are not fans of. Tokenization is obviously inevitable nonetheless, whether it's your car, whether it's your home deed, your social security card is probably going to be tokenized one day, birth certificates, high school diplomas. Tokenization will absolutely take over everything. You can even look at the California DMV, and they're using Tezos to tokenize some things over there. Tokenization is inevitable. MasterCard, they're working on tokenizing. They're also working on their Multitoken Network this summer. That's going to roll out their latest test version, which again is a trap for CBDCs. Bank of America is now coming into the scene, and they're commenting. They've always commented that they liked crypto. They always come in and throw some things out there. However, they said tokenization is likely to transform infrastructure and financial markets. Per the Bank, again, of America, tokenization is just one application of blockchain tech, but it's one that could transform financial and non-financial infrastructure and financial markets over the next 5 to 15 years. Bank of America is citing a research report. We are on the verge of an infrastructure evolution that may reshape how value is transferred, settled, and stored across every industry. Analyst Alkish Shah and Andrew Moss wrote, tokenization is the process by which real-world assets are converted into blockchain-based tokens. For example, we're seeing that all the time. NFTs, art, music, deeds, high school diplomas, etc., etc. Quote, the tokenization of traditional assets and issuance of assets in tokenized form have the potential to increase efficiency and reduce costs across an asset's life cycle, improve the efficient allocation of capital, optimize global supply chains, analyze a new generation of software as a service, SaaS, companies, and ultimately drive mainstream adoption. Bank of America also noted that disruptive technology like radio, television, email took 30 years to reach mainstream adoption, but it expects a much shorter lag for digital assets. Obviously, this is so fast. The bank said the implementation of blockchain tech will accelerate among financial institutions and corporates as the opportunity cost of uncaptured efficiencies increase. They said distributed ledger technologies and tokenized traditional assets aren't crypto, the report said, adding that blockchains record ownership of the 26,000 plus tokens that exist within the digital asset ecosystem. But we expected 99% of those in existence today to essentially disappear over the next 10 years. So Bank of America is kind of going with that survival of the fittest mindset, which I think we all kind of could agree on a little bit, that we think a lot of these tokens that are around today, this is like the experimental time for crypto. I think the space is definitely going to shape up over the next 5 to 15 years. However, traditional assets really aren't crypto, but this is a lead up to CBDCs because CBDCs are not crypto. They even brought up meme coins like SHIB and Pepe that receive a huge amount of attention despite having no utility or intrinsic value, but other tokens are different, they said. Public permissionless blockchains, including Bitcoin, ETH, and some third-generation blockchains are decentralized and require tokens to reward participants for processing transactions on the network. So they're like, oh, we understand crypto. We understand what's going on here. But again, always look at what Bank of America is doing behind the scenes. They like CBDCs. They like all the things that banks like to control us all. But they do think tokenization is a part of financial infrastructures, markets, et cetera, et cetera. And of course, tokenization is inevitable. Crypto kind of just taking over everything and people not even knowing it's crypto is what's going to happen. It's inevitable. What's happening in the chat, my friends? Oh, you've been waiting for a token contraction for a few years now. Listen, Kenslog, everything comes with time. Like, you know, a lot of people, there were no bridges a few years ago. Now there's bridges across bridges, and some of them aren't the top-notch bridges, but, you know, they're there. And I think a lot of things are building, like DEXs really didn't pop off until like 2020-ish. So there's a lot of things. There's a give and take, but everything comes with time. Everything comes with time. Hello, Couch in the chat. Welcome. Lazarus is here. What's up? If I missed you, make sure you say hello to me. Let me know. Once they show everyone how to use a digital QR, the QR thing was definitely a lead up for digital payments. I'll tell you that right now. Make sure you guys are smashing these likes. I need a like count. What is going on here? How many likes do we have? What's the status? How are we feeling? Are we zesty in the chat? If you guys are zesty, make sure you guys are showing off your member emojis out here. Show off your member emojis. Let me know that you are feeling it. Oh, hi, Crypto Allah. Nice to see you. Do we have 150 likes yet? I know we have over 107. All right. Oh, we have 108. Dope. Okay, listen, guys. Keep smashing these likes. Hit those emojis. I'm hitting my emojis for you guys right now. Yeah. Yes, we do have new emojis, Ken's log. We are working on those emojis. I think I need like 13 more members to add another emoji. YouTube is very, very mean with the emoji thing. They limit me all the time.
I just want Apple to come out with a hardware wallet so I can feel safe.
You know what, 3 Diglets, thank you for your $10 super chat. And I think Apple is like really fighting the fight right now because they don't want us to have crypto. They took off what was it called? I think Damus, the Bitcoin decentralized open source social media platform that you could tip with Bitcoin on it. Yeah, Apple took that off because they're salty and because they can't get their cut. Even if they came out with a hardware wallet, yeah, you can get it, but do you know if they're storing your keys? Will it really be self-custody? I don't know. And I don't know if we need Apple to come out with these things. You know what I mean? I think we should maybe step away from like these big corporations and make things for ourselves, which already we are using, you know, the code and all of these things that the blockchain offers us. I think we should continue doing that. I don't think we should rely on big people like Apple to make all of these things and feel like we need them. Oh, Lipit Finance, thank you for becoming a member. Show off those emojis. That is beautiful. I'm so happy. Woo! Thank you for joining as a member. I think we need like 12 more or something like that, and I can add some more emojis for you guys. Do trust and Apple don't belong in the same sentence? Are you mad? Do you forget all the fines they have received? Ozzy, that's what I'm saying. Like, we can't really rely on all of these corporations. We have to kind of do it ourselves. And I understand, but like, it's Apple. I know Three Diglets. I understand. I think eventually it's inevitable. They will come out with their own wallet. I believe, didn't like Android or Samsung come out with their own wallet, or they were planning to? All of these people will come out with their own wallets. I just hope it's like, they use the BIP39 standard to generate those recovery phrases, and that we aren't controlled. It needs to be self-custody, which I could picture would be hard for them, even though they have like their whole Apple Card thing. They're working on entering the finance system, period. They also have Twitter to low-key compete with, because Twitter wants to integrate digital payments to creators, micropayments, even tips. And I imagine inevitably there will be some sort of Twitter coin or using Doge to tip on Twitter. So I don't know. I think they're going to have to work on that. Big Eggs and Hash, did you hear about the source code for Bitcoin was found on the older Apple PCs? I did hear about that. I don't think Steve Jobs is Satoshi, though. I'm going to shout that out. I don't think he's Satoshi.
I need a Doge dancing emoji.
A Doge dancing emoji, Lord of Cages, $5 super chat. Thank you. I appreciate it. Right now, we do have that Dogecoin emoji. I do have that. I think I do need another Doge emoji. Maybe I'll change that emoji and make it like a cooler Doge. I should hit up like some Doge people on Twitter and be like, can I have an emoji, please? That would be really fun. Thank you for your super chats, guys. Raining. I know the other miner are salty today, so, Apple will result in mass adoption. Gen Z are too impatient to learn Android. I kind of do want, like, part of me was saying, like, I don't know, I want to try in Android one day. I feel like sometimes they look kind of cool. Like, they have cooler screens, cooler cameras, but it's hard to, like, leave the Apple fam, you know what I mean? Like, they just kind of, like, entangle you in there a little bit. They entangle you in there. Hi, Kenny. Oh, it's Sophia. Hi, Sophia. Nice to see you, girl. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're eating your breakfast with your dad. Oh, you're awesome, Sophia. My heart warms when I see you. I'm giving you some emojis in the chat. This is my little Pepe twerky emoji. That's for Sophia right there. That's for Sophia, my favorite. Thank you, Sophia, for joining me today. Everyone, give Sophia some love in the chat. FTX. Oh, sheesh, guys. I'm so hyped, like it's not even funny. Armando, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Tyrell said, one day we will wake up and be multimillionaires. I'll accept that. Solano phone, Mr. Hustle. Please stop it. Tyrell, thank you for the gifts on TikTok. I appreciate it. Janny, thank you for the roses. How am I, Tyrell asks? I am splendid, my guy. I am splendid. I'm happy. I am healthy. I am doing what I love that I get to do every single day of my life. Feeling blessed. Now, we're going to continue on with the news. Did Sophia answer in the chat? I don't see little Sophia. I see some smiley emojis, but all right, cool. Listen, my friends, Lord of Cages, when it comes to crypto, the only crypto I trust as much as Bitcoin is Dogecoin. I mean, it is like a fork of Bitcoin. It's decentralized, it's proof of work, but it's also merged mine with Litecoin. So if it wasn't for Litecoin, then Doge probably wouldn't be where it is right now, technically. So there's that. Solana phone laugh emoji. Yeah, freaking Solana phone, man. MetaMask support the street. Oh, thank you, MetaMask. I appreciate the support. Let's talk about FTX, bro. I actually laugh whenever I talk about FTX because let me give you the rundown. on FTX. What's been happening recently? Sam Bankman-Fried, they tried to dismiss probably all 13 charges that were brought against him. They think they cut 5 of the 13 of the fraud charges, but they wanted to kind of cut more. They didn't do that. Furthermore, they found or recovered $7.3 billion. They said in these articles, it might not go to the customers of FTX, which is duh, because the SBF probably is going to get this money. SBF didn't want to pay his legal fees, tried to get that money for that as well. Wasn't successful in his mission. He still has a court date that might be pushed from October 2023. We'll see how this all goes. Yes, they did recover $7.3 billion, but the IRS might get $44 million before we do. The IRS filed a claim against FTX for $44 million, and it says within these articles that the IRS might get that money before customers or the creditors. Of course, the people that are trying to protect us are kind of hurting us right now. It does not stop anybody. FTX customers have until end of September to submit their bankruptcy claim. So if you guys were affected by FTX, look out. Look at little John Ray. This guy's full of secrets too and angst. Angst, I tell you. Former customers of crypto exchange FTX, trading firm Alameda Research, and dozens of affiliated companies have until September 29th to submit claims against the bankruptcy estate and vote on the Chapter 11 restructuring plan. Each claim against the exchange requires the claimant to specify the type of asset, cryptocurrency, fiat, or NFT, to be denominated in US dollars according to an order from the bankruptcy court for the District of Delaware. Every former customer will receive an email containing a link to customer claims portal. The list of debtor companies eligible for the claims can be found right there. Notably absent are FTX's European and Japanese entity, which remain segregated accounts. If you guys want to take a look, all of this is here. Crazy stuff that has to, as you could tell, like all of these subsidiaries, all of these side companies that they were involved in. Apologies. Ooh. Okay, sorry. My bad, guys. So now we have FTX trying to make a comeback. They're like, oh, you know, we're out here. We're just gonna have some customers file their bankruptcy claims, which I feel like should have been done already. Next, some other news on FTX, where some employees are still in a little bit of a they're wrapped up in some trouble here. Ex-FTX compliance officer was sued for allegedly paying off would-be whistleblowers. If you guys remember, do a little bit of a rewind. If you guys take note, the reason why SBF kind of got tangled up and they wanted to turn off his phones and everything like that, monitor what he's doing, is because he was trying to reach out to ex-FTX employees and affiliates to try to cover up what he was doing, and he tried to pay off politicians, all of these things. Lawyers for FTX, and now bankrupt crypto exchange, are suing the company's former compliance officer for allegedly paying off insiders who were witnesses to its executives' alleged criminal activities. The complaint filed Tuesday alleges Daniel Friedberg, who, we haven't heard his name in a while, served as a fixer, paying exorbitant hush money to would-be whistleblowers who threatened to expose the exchange's alleged misappropriation of user funds. He faces 11 charges, including legal malpractice, breach of fiduciary duty, corporate waste, and several counts of fraudulent transfers, according to the lawsuit. Quote, Friedberg had a duty to place the interests of Alameda FTX above the interests of himself and the other FTX insiders who were indiscriminately siphoning funds from those entities, FTX lawyers wrote in a complaint. They added Friedberg breached that duty by enabling the rating of these entities of billions of dollars for his own benefit and the benefit of Bankman-Fried, as well as the other FTX insiders. He served both as the chief compliance officer to FTX US and general counsel to Alameda Research from 2017 until November 2022, when they filed for Chapter 11. The amount of money FTX executives paid is redacted in the complaint, so they won't even tell you how much got paid to these other people. The company's lawyers are seeking to reclaim the payments plus interest on Friedberg's $300,000 salary paid by FTX US and Alameda, in addition to his $1.4 million signing bonus and equity stake in FTX US. Woo. Woo. More news. It's not over. More news. FTX reboot is on the way. John Ray is holding talks with interested parties. This is the new news. Everyone's losing their noodles over this. Losing their noodles. So on top of Daniel Friedberg finally getting called out, but gosh knows if anything's going to really happen to him, on top of FTX customers having to file their bankruptcy claims, wondering if the IRS is going to get $44 million paid to them before we do, before the little people do, well, it doesn't matter if anyone gets their money back because FTX 2.0 is here. Bankrupt crypto exchange FTX is one step closer to relaunching as an entirely new exchange. Tell me in the chat if you would trust FTX to run again and put your money on it. Put yes in the chat if you think you would never trust FTX and keep yourself away with the metaverse 10-foot pole. Put a no in the chat. Yes for trusting FTX and no for not trusting FTX. According to a June 28th report from the Wall Street Journal, FTX restructuring chief John Ray said the company had, quote, begun the process of soliciting interested parties to the reboot of FTX.com exchange. Not clear if this will be in the U.S. Sources familiar with the matter said the firm had been holding talks with investors around financing the potential reboot. Blockchain lending company Figure is among the parties who have displayed an interest in the process. Figure did not respond, but potential bidders reportedly have until the end of the week to lodge letters of intent, a document that outlines the terms and conditions of their participation. Notably, the sources said that the current FTX creditors would potentially be offered a stake in the reorganized crypto exchange, among other forms of compensation. It's expected that FTX will not be renamed FTX 2.0 or any other derivative of its original name, but will instead choose to rebrand as an entity with a different namesake. So again, it's just like putting on, like, it's literally like those people that I see on TikTok that start off like looking like themselves and then put on makeup and look like a literal different person. But you wipe off that makeup and it's still the same person, right? It's the same thing here. It's literally just a wolf in sheep's clothing. Overall, it appears that John Ray and the rest of the team at FTX see a reboot as the best possible way of ensuring that creditors achieve the best outcome in terms of being repaid. But you found $7.3 billion out of the 8 point something that you owe people. So give it back. Give it back. FTX's legal team said in April they expect the launch of the new exchange to be completed in the second quarter of 2024. According to a June 26 report of the recovery process, FTX still has a near $2 billion hole in the books. The effort to reclaim these missing funds have been further complicated by the alleged misuse of customer funds assets by key leadership at FTX. Daniel Friedberg, again, who is understood to have appeared as an unnamed party of many of the legal proceedings, was sued on 2 days ago, the 27th, for paying hush money, as we just discussed. The report of the missing funds also detailed alleged investments in venture capital firms, a $243 million Bahama real estate portfolio, as well as numerous donations to nonprofit organizations, some of which SBF's brother was in charge of, and all of their political donations that have yet to be returned. What? How backwards is this world that the SEC is coming after Coinbase, coming after Binance for selling and being an unregistered security broker and custodian, commingling funds, trying to shut them down over this? Yet, Gary Gensler had backdoor meetings with Sam Bankman-Fried, never called out FTX for doing anything wrong, commingling funds, never called them out for unregistered securities, being an unbrokered dealer, never came after FTT as a security. Yet, they're allowed to reboot when they haven't paid anybody back? They were literally creating fake coins on the marketplace. You were buying Bitcoin, but there was no Bitcoin on FTX. They held none. This is hypocrisy. This is backwards. This shows you guys the traditional system is not for us. If they cared about us, Then why would the IRS try to take $44 million before the creditors or before the customers of FTX? Why wouldn't Gary Gensler call them out? Why isn't Sam Bankman-Fried in jail? But CZ Binance, they're coming after him. They're coming after Brian Armstrong and Coinbase. Tell me why. Tell me how it makes sense. Be your own bank. It's time to take the power back because they have the power, because they have the fiat, they have the money. They're in control of the money printer. They're in control of our worth. And that's so crazy to say, but they are. 2019, you were able to go to the grocery store, buy some eggs for like $2-3. Now you go in the store and you can't even buy a dozen eggs for less than $10. Why? Because they decided to hit the money printer. They decided to cause all of these things and change our lives. We didn't get to choose that. We didn't have any say in the money printer, but at least we have say in the future, which is Bitcoin, which is crypto, which is DeFi. We will not let them take us out. We will bring the power back to the people. We are in charge of the future. We are the ones responsible for our future. If you have Bitcoin, you're able to be your own bank, send and receive money without these intermediaries. DeFi, you're allowed to take part in a decentralized financial ecosystem. You don't have to be an accredited investor. You are no longer excluded. You are empowered. Let's know the difference here. And let's know that we cannot trust these people. We can only trust ourselves. Period. No, Patrick Murphy, I will not drop an F-bomb. Even though it's almost happened on this show, I did not do it. I did not do it. Political donations. Yes, Juan. Millions of dollars. Millions. S-Dog, tell him. I will tell him. I will tell him. Revenge is not the answer. $1 equals 1 vote. Yep. If we have the money, we have the power. Listen, if you look at the day, like, okay, so hold on. AMC halted. Let me go back in some history. Let's go back in some history. There were huge things going on in 2021. You look at Wall Street bets and how they pimped AMC. GameStop stunk because they're stunks. Dogecoin was pumping, except they couldn't control Dogecoin. But what did they control? GameStop and AMC. And why did they halt those stocks? Because a group of plebs and a group of nerds on Wall Street bets, they took the power in their hands and they said, we're done with this. We are going to take our spot in the market. We're not going to let them take advantage of us. So they pimped it. They pimped the stock. But then the hedge funds lost so much money that the news had to stop the trading. All of these calls got made to the exchanges to stop the trading of all these stocks, to take Doge off the exchanges. Take a look at this. This was an article from 2021. December 17, 2021. Talking about AMC shorts have been partially recovered their losses in the past few months due to the stock's poor trading momentum. However, the closure of the $7.4 million hedge fund should serve as a warning that betting against AMC is still probably a bad idea. There was a hedge fund that was betting against meme stocks, put $1 million in BlackBerry, all of these things, and they got like wrecked. They had to basically literally close their stuff, close all of it. They said a letter was released by Anchorage Capital Fund's manager and didn't explicitly mention its disastrous AMC bet as the reason for the closure, but it cited a cheap money environment in the market that has pushed stock and bond prices to higher levels. There were a lot of people that lost money. Short sellers betting against AMC collectively lost $3.44 billion because of people like Wall Street Bets. The hedge funds got wrecked. $3.4 billion? They're not used to that loss. They're used to only winning. Only winning. So there you go. Like it's absolutely wild. Absolutely wild what's going on. GameStop got you into crypto. You know, GameStop is actually, I think they teamed up with, what was it, Immutable X blockchain. And they, whatchamacallit, they're working on NFTs, gaming. So GameStop is actually pretty, like, into crypto. They're actually doing pretty good. What's going on? Who sent me something beautiful over here? User, thank you for the hand hearts. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it. All right. 2018 was way worse, Mike says. Yeah, listen, GameStop stunk was very interesting. Joseph, where do you buy your eggs? Listen, you live in New York, everything is priced up. Everything is probably like triple what it is anywhere else. Even if you go like upstate New York, like, kind of like to like the suburbs, where there's like one house every like 2 miles. Like that's where you'll find some like cheaper eggs and fresh eggs from the farm. That's the thing. Like, there's like farmers markets that are near me and stuff. But the farmers market, all those people come from like upstate and they bring their eggs, they bring their chicken, they bring like really good stuff. And we need more of that. We need like fresh food. We don't really have much of that in the city. Mike, you live in upstate, so how much are eggs by you? Do you go get your eggs from the farm? Do you get your eggs like from like a local person? And also, I went to the Hamptons recently for a wedding, and I saw this field right across the street. I didn't have time to go, which was very upsetting. But I saw this field across the street, and it was literally just a strawberry field, and you were actually able to go to the strawberry field and pick your strawberries. I would have lost my noodle. I would have had like a great time. I would have literally lost it. So Mike, how much are your eggs from the farm? Flat Smack, dozen eggs is 99 cents. Where are you buying your eggs from? Where you guys was buying these magical cheap eggs? Nellie's eggs. I live in New York, feel like I live in Hawaii. Cages, you live in New York? Where do you live and how much do you pay for eggs? You pay $1.89 for eggs? Are you serious, Mike? In upstate? Whoa. I think I gotta move out of the city. What am I doing here? Weekend said eggs from the farm are the best. I agree. You know what? I'm gonna tell you the truth, my friends. So hi American Legend. There was this meetup hosted by Clint Westwood and Litecoin Lisa, fans of those peeps. My family right there. Make sure you guys follow them if you don't on Twitter. They have a happy hour. Today's Thursday, right? Tomorrow they have happy hour live every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern. They're so amazing. Love them. Anyway, moving forward. I went to their meetup. They came to Jersey and they traveled by car. So Lisa comes from the South and stuff. So she brought from her mom, which shout out to Nana. Love Nana. She gave us like a dozen eggs. And this was a game changer for me. A game changer. If you look anywhere where I live, Brooklyn, Manhattan, pretty much any city, part of New York, you go in that grocery store, it's $10 for eggs. For a dozen eggs. And you look at the eggs. And they're all the same. And I know you guys are probably like, oh, Randy, we heard this like a year ago. You were talking about this whole egg ramble. I'll go on the egg ramble again because there's bacon, eggs, and hash. We got new people out here. The eggs are all the same. Let me just tell you, all the eggs are the same. And they're like, oh, small eggs, medium eggs, large eggs, extra large eggs. How do you get eggs looking perfectly white and the exact same size? Extra large, large. What? I need to understand that. So backtracking to Lisa now. Lisa brings me this lovely gift from Nana of these eggs. And I'm looking at these eggs and I was mystified. I was like, wow, all of these eggs are different colors, different sizes, different shapes. I was confused. I was like, no way. These eggs are really real eggs. You could look at them, you feel them, and you're like, these are real. You didn't even have to keep them in the fridge. You could keep them out. Not even put these in the fridge, but the little white eggs that are perfectly sized, you have to keep those in the fridge. And they're $10. Meanwhile, Nana just got these from her chickens and gave them to me. I tasted them, tasted totally different. One, usually, okay, for let's say I'm making French toast. I got to use like maybe 4 or 5 eggs to make French toast because I'm making like a bunch of pieces for me and the fam. But if I use those eggs, I only had to use like half of those eggs. And they were thicker, they tasted better, they made my breakfast taste better. What's the deal? What is the deal with these eggs? I only see perfectly white eggs. Only perfectly white eggs. And they're $10 and they're not real eggs. Are they real eggs? I don't know. I'm very confused. Joe Harvey, nice to see you. How do they know? Consider changing grocery stores. My friend, it doesn't even matter where I go. Jerome got blue eggs. But Legend, it doesn't even matter where I go. Because if you go into any grocery store, they don't have like real eggs. But if you go to the farmer's market, this lady from upstate, she's got the real eggs. Like you could tell, like some of them they're literally blue eggs. Blue. What? I don't know. I think this is something we have to uncover. Yes, they might bleach the eggs, but how are they all the same size? How are they all the same size? I don't get it. Oh, flat smack. That's crazy. Time to change states, MTC. I mean, you live in New York, but you're living in, I guess, the better part. Even if you go to like a city like Miami, like are the eggs real? Like, do they have like good eggs over there, or are they just the same? Are they still the same? We got to figure this out. These are life's mysteries, guys. What is going on with crypto? What is going on with the future? What is going on with our eggs? These are all things we have to think about. These are all things we have to sit here and comprehend. My friends, if you have not already, make sure you are smashing these likes. You are sharing this stream out with friends. I don't know how many likes we have. I'm going to find out right now. I need to know. Do we have 150 likes? Someone give me a like count in the chat. Someone give me a like count in the chat. Different birds. But do they have all the same bird? If they're all the same eggs, this is what I don't get. This is what I don't get. We don't have 150 likes yet. We need 150 likes. Rabbit eggs? I've never heard of a rabbit egg. I've never even seen one. Never even seen one. I've seen ostrich eggs, though. Those things are huge. I'd be scared of an ostrich egg. I'd be like, I can't eat all that. I'd be a little nervous. Like, you know, when you get a big plate of food in front of you, you get intimidated by that. You know, you go to a restaurant, you order something, you're like, oh, this is going to be like a nice little meal. You get the plate and it's huge. I get intimidated. I'm like, what if I can't finish all of this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how we feel about the ostrich egg. You scramble one ostrich egg, you feed yourself for a week. Yeah, I've never... Duck eggs are good. Bacon, eggs, and hash. What? You guys are exotic individuals trying all these things. I don't know. I guess I gotta, like, culture myself a little bit more. I guess I gotta, like... find different eggs. I don't know. Welcome to Miss Teen Farmo. I'm Farmer Hipper. Imagine. I do have Farmer NFTs though, if you guys want to go check those out. Fox is in the chat. Fox Phoenix, welcome. Good morning, Lord. All nothing but blessings on this Thursday. And eggs are expensive. Yes, they are expensive, and this is what the tobacco is all about. Listen, guys, our purchasing power went down dramatically. We need to fix that. Eggs from the farm are the best. Weekends, I agree with you. Yes. I think we should all have eggs from the farm. Chris Hanley, yeah, we need better eggs. This is what we have to think about. John says Cadbury bunny eggs. What? I'm worried about people in the city, the way things are going, says American Legend. I am just hoping we just have, like, you know, the good food. How much is 10 eggs, MTC? Well, you can either buy like a dozen or a dozen and a half. And that's like $10 now, I would say. Maybe I saw eggs that were more, but $10 I would say around. And they're all the same size. I'll show you guys. Let me just go get my eggs. Like, tell me how. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. I don't want to, like, drop the eggs. See, the camera can't even see them because they're so perfect and white. Like, what? Someone explain this to me. Perfectly white, perfectly round. All of them. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here, guys. I am fascinated. Blinding eggs. I'm blinded by the eggs. You know that song? Perfectly white. Yeah, look at this. This is like translucent. It is shiny. It's like glowing. It's like a glowing egg. Like, what is this? I need to figure it out. We need to talk about this, guys. We need to talk about this. We need to have a bigger egg conversation. We need to talk about our eggs. $3.49 at Seatown. Are they the same eggs, Matt? At Seatown? When was the last time I was at a Seatown? I remember there used to be Seatowns by me, but not anymore. Not anymore. Wow. Yeah, I didn't know we were talking about eggs today either, but I really feel like it was something notable. It was worth talking about. Yes, Crypto Outcasts, we're blinded by the eggs. Like the weekends. Yeah, we need to talk more about eggs another time, but I appreciate every single one of you for coming here. If you guys enjoyed the stream, if you guys are a little curious about our egg situation, then make sure you guys smash these likes, share the stream out with friends, and comment after this is over. Let me know if you guys enjoyed the show, if you guys enjoyed our egg conversation, if you guys got some good news today, if you are educated, if you feel like you learned something today, because I do try to provide the best information. I haven't really seen anyone talking about this MasterCard stuff in like that interview I showed you, but I think it really shows you that they're working on all these multi-token networks and things like that. However, it's all a lead up to CBD season. It's all a lead up to take your digital identity, take KYC, and absolutely run with it. So make sure you guys are doing your due diligence. You do your own research. You look at your eggs today, and stay zesty. Do I hear a chicken across the room? What?